The Sunday Jones is brought to you by bandsforhirelive.com.
Well, it's the Sunday Jones.
So, ooh, that was nice.
There it goes.
Don't worry about new material, man. I got plenty. I got plenty of material.
Well, we never did get to the better known as thing I brought up. You said, "Yeah, that's a good idea," and then flew off into some different direction.
I want to get your opinion on the okay, so and this came up last night. I was in the sticks. Oh, sorry. Hello, I'm Adam. I just got back from the sticks. Ooh, they're blocking me out. I can't see myself.
Kansas sticks or Missouri sticks?
Iowa
Nebraska?
sticks.
Iowa.
Yeah. And I was telling them about the myth of the if a beer gets warm and then you put it in the fridge and then the beer gets warm and you put it back in the fridge and then it ruins it or whatever. That
Makes it
myth.
flat. Yeah.
It's not true. It's not true. That myth originated from. I know. I'm taking a look. I know. Hey, I care about this shit. From Coors Beer Company, who refused to put bullshit in their product.
Right. Homogenizing it or something like that.
Yeah, and so therefore they couldn't ship it, or they couldn't, or they wouldn't. They didn't ship it.
East of the Mississippi.
That's right, and that's where the movie. What movie can you name it?
Smokey and the Bandit.
Boom. That's exactly.
Yep. Yep. I'd heard that because I heard Hal Needham was working on another project in Atlanta, and his crew brought a bunch of beer with them, however they got it there. So they had that in their hotel room, and every day they'd leave and come back, there was less and less and less. So they set up kind of a trap, and it turned out to be the housemaid. He was like, "You're stealing our beer. What's with you?" "Well, sorry, sir, we can't get Coors beer east of the Mississippi. I'm sorry." So he's like, "That's a great idea for a movie."
Right.
We'll tell you, because that Big Enos Burdett thing's hilarious.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, "Look, I got a boy running in the Southern 500. When he wins, I want to celebrate in style." Okay, so how much beer are we talking? I don't know, me, few friends, 400 cases. 400 cases? Why do you need so much beer? And then little Paul Williams, because he's thirsty, dummy. Yeah,
They,
that's,
they
yeah,
said
go ahead.
the guy that ran that movie was so inexperienced that almost 90% of it was what do they call it?
Ad-libbed.
Yep.
Yeah, that was Jackie Gleason. He's like, "Don't write me any script parts. I don't need that.
They'll
I
do
got
it.
my own thing. I'll just do this. I'll just wing it." And they said that, you know, that most of the people were looking at like a big chief tablet. It wasn't typed out. It wasn't anything. It was just ideas scribbled down.
It
We're going
was.
to do this today.
It was handwritten. That's right. That's right.
You
Yeah.
know, and they had a kind of an idea, and they said a lot of the stunt shots where they're doing the driver, they didn't have permits. They didn't have permits. They were just praying they didn't get caught.
Oh, they did, and they did get caught. The
Yep. Yep.
police.
And basically, "Oh, we're sorry," but then something about knowing, "Oh my God, that's Burt Reynolds. That's Burt Reynolds. Howdy, boys. How about a photo op? Here's some money on the side. Let us finish this shot." And yeah, I mean, that's a true Hollywood gold there, if you want to call it Hollywood, to have such a little budget and to have that movie just be iconic for the last 50 years. And I understand it as well that over the producer, whoever backed up the money or gave Burt, because Burt Reynolds got paid like 12 times what anybody else did. He
Yeah.
was the star, and that was it, including Jackie Gleason. So I understand Jackie Gleason said, like, "All right, I'll take your bogus paycheck, but I write my own lines. I'll just do this, as is." Yeah, I guess because Jackie Gleason was from Florida, and he knew Florida sheriffs or Southern sheriffs, had been acquainted with him, so he knew exactly how to get that personality out there.
Yeah,
That's
and he insisted on Junior. Junior was Jackie's idea. He goes,
yeah,
I need a
because
guy in the
he needed somebody to berate.
car.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was like,
totally.
He's like, this isn't going to work with me just chasing after the bandit. I got to have somebody to give shit the entire time.
The
I
whole
have
time.
to give you that. And yeah, the whole improvised thing about, when his son was just doing the dumb stuff and he knocked the car off the side of the door and there he is in the front seat with it sitting in his lap. He's like, put the evidence in the back. And he just does it. Ugh,
There is
there's
no
no
way.
way, no way that
No
you could
way.
come from my loins. First thing I do when I get home is punch your mama in the mouth. And that was all not scripted.
Oh,
He
yeah,
just
no,
rolled with it. I love it.
there is no way.
No way that you could come from my tapping himself in the chest.
My lord. And then of course he fell in love with. Oh well, that's enough about that. But that was the. That's what I had written down. Well, let's see. I got more. Let's see.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, nobody knows that. Nobody knows that. It belongs to also the myth of the beer that gets warm and gets cold. It's not true. It was a Coors myth that happened, and it wasn't a myth. You had to actually keep that shit warm. Or I'm sorry,
I had to keep it
yeah,
cold
yeah,
because it wasn't pasteurized and it would go
yeah.
rotty on you. Yeah. So yeah, that's I also heard, and I don't know if this is true, that Anheuser-Busch, being Coors' biggest competitor, basically threatened them. Don't you ever bring your beer east of the Mississippi. This is my side of the country.
Right.
We're gonna have like a gangland war if I start seeing your beer showing up on my shelves. This is Bush country. You stay on your side. But I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. So we're in Iowa.
Oh my God, yeah. Grinnell,
Reynolds or
G.
Grinnell?
No, Iowa. Yeah,
Grinnell, man, that's almost all the way across the state.
yeah. Well, they
Um,
got some
well,
names.
I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know anything about Iowa except from what I know from Miss Mary Jane there. But what kind of an event would hire a dueling piano show?
It was a fundraiser for a school.
Fundraiser for school? Oh, the school that's there?
Yeah.
Grinnell? Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it was that one, but something like
Yeah,
that.
we've got a
Nobody tells
big
me anything.
we got a big crazy horse auction coming up this weekend or this next week that's got uh, a dueling piano show, and they were asking us about. Oh shoot, that's real close to Mary Jane's hometown. But still pretty far up there from here. I've always thought Grinnell was way. I'm thinking of Burlington. A lot of those bozos from the DeVry days were from Iowa, way way out. You remember Crazy Buddy Phipps? Big, tall, goofy guy. I mean, he was the guy that would sit in his house or apartment for days, tripping acid and reading comic books.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Okay. Yeah, he went to school there. He was a football player there, believe it or not. And he used to, I guess he used to be just straight as an arrow, this kind of student, blah blah blah. And then once he got there, started partying and just became completely somebody else. I don't know if he was a comic book, but he said, yeah, but football and all that stuff went out the window after I dropped my first tab. This is great. But yeah, that's okay. We're supposed to have that dueling piano. I never heard of them. I don't even know who it is. But they were asking me about how are we going to get pianos out on the Stirrups Terrace overlooking the Grand Horse Arena. And I kept telling them, I was like, I got a guy who has a stand-up keyboard that kind of has a piano looking wraparound. It's not a real piano. There's no way you could move a piano out to a terrace and you'd have to retune it after you moved it. So please believe me, it's not a real piano. It is an electric keyboard that you can make it sound like anything. And it
Yeah,
was just this back and forth about, how are you guys going to handle this? We're not. That's how we're going to handle this. These guys are self-sufficient. They'll do their own thing.
yeah.
So that I understand, but okay, so that makes sense. A fundraiser for, well, that's cool. How long was the gig?
Well, we only play either two sets of 45 minutes or one set of 75. That's all we offer. So you get
Okay. Is
two.
that decided by them or by you guys? You tell them you're doing one or the other.
No, we just yeah, they pick either 75 minutes
Okay.
or if
Doing
straight.
45, take a break. We'll make some announcements, do another 45.
Well, and the point is the this isn't straight at all for the podcast, but the point is, if you think your audience is going to leave if we
Uh,
take a break, yeah. So if you
that
think
makes sense.
yeah, then we do the 75
That
straight,
makes sense.
and that's so long. I mean, you wouldn't believe this. What
It's an
95
hour and 15 minutes straight jamming.
long time
Mm.
there, but everybody's like some people and and Ray. Oh shit! Oh sorry. And Ray Charles, man, fuck Ray Charles, fuck Ray Charles. He goes, this band's going to play from
What, 6 to midnight? Yeah.
9 to 1. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, he killed it for everybody. He's like, aren't you guys playing for 4 hours? 4 hours? What the fuck am I gonna do 4 hours? Shit,
Um,
the
well,
only
let me remind you, fellas, I've been blind since pretty much birth, so this is all I got. I
Grateful
can't,
Dead,
I got nothing else to do but play piano.
fuck me, man. 4 hours? Yeah, Grateful Dead plays for like three, and that's
Right. And Bruce Springsteen knows for that, but that was always one thing kind of is that I don't know. I can't think of really any Bruce Springsteen song that I like. I mean, 10th Avenue Freeze Out is all right. It's okay. But to buy a ticket to hear this guy who can't sing for 3 hours and play that twangy ass Fender Mustang guitar, hey, I couldn't do it. I couldn't
yeah,
do it. And people
yeah,
just love it. Oh, he's got so much energy. It was the greatest show I ever saw. And yeah, that was also funny that when he was, we don't want to bring politics into it up, but he was giving the finger to Trump on stage and blah blah, and turned around and did a total Joe Biden, tripped going up the stairs of the stage with his guitar in hand and fell on his face. Yeah, and then he's so old he had to have the roadies off and the flies come up and help stand him up because he couldn't get up. I was like, that's karma for you, dickhead.
yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, hey, shifting gears here. Rumor mill, conspiracy theory. I heard something horrible, and he's gone.
The Sunday Jones is brought to you by bandsforhirelive.com.
Bandsforhirelive.com is changing the live band and DJ booking industry forever. No booking fees, no middlemen. Bands, DJs, and customers are put directly in contact with each other.
Bands for Hire Live is a user-friendly band and DJ booking website where you can browse bands by category and also by city.
Find the perfect entertainment for weddings, corporate events, festivals, and more at bandsforhirelive.com.
No, I hear, I got you, I got you.
Alex Van Halen approached Robert Plant to maybe go out on tour or to check out new albums, and that there's like two full-length albums of unreleased stuff from 5150 that he wants to break out. Like I doubt that's true. I mean, can you imagine taking Robert Plant on the road with you? Great. I can hear that.
Hey, pussy.
Real classy show we got here, man.
Because I heard it get deadly.
Why don't you give me a homer? I'm whizzing with the door open, and I love it.
Jesus Christ. Jesus H. Christ. Oh my God. Okay, so the sergeant is in the fucking movie that I just watched. Yeah, he's the guy at the bar. It's Leaving Las Vegas. The sergeant is in Leaving Las
I
Vegas.
remember that because she
Yes,
approaches him.
yeah.
He approaches him at the bar. He's like, "Hey, you in town for the conference with her?" Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, what the hell? Are you some kind of hussy? Or he just starts going off on her. I'm a married man. Blah, blah. And she's like, "Whoa, okay, sorry." Oh, you damn well better be. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he's appeared in a lot of stuff. Uh,
He's got a full beard. He has a full beard at that point. Yeah, it's crazy. The sergeant. He goes, I've been married for 12 years. He shows his ring.
yeah, it's been rah, 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 rah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's so funny.
he's
Jesus.
done some great roles. One of them, do you remember way back in it was called Ben, the weird kid who had the mouse or the rat that was doing,
Michael
and
Jackson.
yeah, Michael Jackson did the theme song to it. Bed the two of must make the no for. Well, they
That's
remade that and called it Willard, or well, it's one of the way around. And that weirdo from not Ferris Bueller, from Marty McFly's dad in Back to the Future. I can't remember his name. He's an odd duck, but he ended up playing the crazy guy that was raising his rat, and he worked for the Sarge. And the Sarge is always breaking his balls. Willard, you're a worthless piece of crap. Blah, blah, blah. So he ended up, yeah, it was a perfect role for him. Bossy, nasty, foul mouth, gross, spitting in the trash can, tobacco chewing. And yeah, he sicked the rats on him.
is that guy? Is he still alive? The sergeant?
No, he passed like 8, 10 years ago.
Shucks.
I remember hearing that. That was funny. An interview with Matthew Modine and some of the other guys from Full
Oh,
Metal Jacket said it was just so hard to do that movie. It's the hardest I ever had to work in my life because they do those scenes where he's yelling in your face. You know, you look like the best part of you ran down your mama's ass and ended up as a brown stain on the mattress. And they did that scene like 50 times. They said his breath was just so bad. Like he'd been eating straight coffee greens and smoking filterless cigarettes for all morning. And then they'd shoot the scene and it just right in your face, barking at you. And they'd shoot the scene again and again and again. He said it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do was stand there and not gross out because he's right in your grill, bar, 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 bar. And he smells like he'd been down taking, coffee cups full of sewer water. He said it was just so bad.
yeah. I used to have a dentist that smoked, and it was so obvious. And yeah, it was cigarettes and coffee, and he was like,
Yep, that
"Ugh."
was my fourth grade teacher.
Yeah.
I'd always get pulled up to her desk to be reprimanded for not paying attention. I was like, "Whoa, my
Where'd you go to
God."
school? Where'd you go to school again?
Martin City Elementary, right there at the bottom of the hill of Warnall.
Jesus, that's weird.
Yep, it's straight down Warnell across Blue Ridge, about 133rd and Warnell. And back in the day, there was nothing, nothing back there. You know,
Yeah, just big fish.
yeah, and on the no, was it that
Yeah.
far down?
Yeah,
No, that was on the other side.
anything south of what 119th is probably just fields. Or
Yeah, it
those highways.
was. It was. I still got pictures of me looking at that. Right there, Avila College was the only thing across the street, and us. Everything south of that was all fields. That was
Um,
1969, 70, and then it just blew up. The Greek Orthodox Church. I remember when they were building that because they like built the lawn first, so that's where we always went to play football because it was a big flat lawn, and nobody's parents would yell at you for destroying their lawn because we always played on Dr. Dryling's lawn because Dr. Dryling had zoysia.
ah,
And there would be, we'd be 8 on 8, or at least 4 on 4 playing football, and we tore that man's yard straight to hell. But he was a dentist or something like that, so he was gone all day, especially during the summer. And I don't know, I think his wife was, kind of maybe a recluse or something because she never came out and gave us any grief. We played baseball, football. It was the best grass ever. Zoysia was awesome.
oh man, Zoysia was great to land on, especially
Yeah.
landing. Yeah, landing was the thing.
How many uh how many different ways is there to call uh I don't know, kill the guy with the ball? I mean it's free for all, smee the
Yeah,
queer. That was always a good one. I mean,
here we go. We just got canceled. See, there it was. Now I got to go all the way through this whole thing and edit.
just for saying that,
Yeah,
just for saying that, something that's been in existence since the 50s. It's a game that kids play with a football, and
understand.
now it's offensive. But
Yep,
I get it. Whatever.
canceled.
Just go through it and put a beep on it or something.
Yeah, you can go. Fuck, shit,
Yeah.
damn. Yeah, you can do that all you
Go
want.
the full Tourette system syndrome, but you drop that and you're done.
Oh,
Ha!
that's it.
I didn't even think about it, but that was just things that just
There you
changed so
go.
much. God.
Okay, so the next one I have was let's see. Oh, this is dumb. Like the TV show, the TV series Ozark.
Yeah, which is shot in somewhere in Georgia.
Yeah, with Justin. Yeah, with Bateman.
Yeah.
And my thing was, yeah, Bateman. If you watch that show, Bateman is in there for like the first 3 episodes, and then after that, he just disappears. And then Bateman, every episode after that, like the next day, we went 6 seasons. And yeah, and then from then on, Bateman just goes like this. Here's Bateman. Wait, let me do it. Hey, or no, let
I I
me do
gave
it.
up after the first
How
season.
y'all, yeah, how y'all doing? And then and then he's gone, and then it goes to the women, and the women talk the whole time. It's like
I gave up on that show. I don't remember why. I just remember that there was the man and wife that were
stupid.
harvesting poppy seeds. They had a poppy field out there, and they were back. And I was like, okay, all right. I don't know where this is going. I can't even remember really what it was about. That he was like a money launderer, right? He was good at banking and finance.
Yeah, heroin.
Yeah, so he was, yeah, the poppy seed farms, and he was taking that underground and keeping it safe. And yeah, it's been done.
Kathleen Madigan said it best. One of my favorite comedians. I quote her a lot.
Who?
Kathleen Madigan.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She goes, okay, so that's fine. I love that. I watched the whole thing. She goes, the thing is the people in the Ozarks aren't that smart. They wouldn't be able to run a heroin operation. Now, meth
Yeah,
or marijuana, see, now that would have been a story. But they're not smart enough to run a heroin operation out of the Ozarks. Sorry, man. I know those people, and they couldn't possibly do
well, yeah, bathtub meth is a lot easier to produce, I would think, than
it. Yeah.
harvesting poppy seeds
No.
and, you know, whatever you call it, turning it into heroin or opium or whatever it is. But yeah, and I don't really think that poppy seeds, I don't know, grow in the mountains of the Ozarks. I don't
No.
know anything about it. I
And
mean,
then
that's
and then Bateman's, utter just disdain for the whole. It's just like every once in a while he'd show up and go, "Hey, what's up?" And then the girls would just talk the whole time. It's like,
yep. I gave up on that. I tried getting it. Well, I got into the Yellowstone thing was cool, and then that just ended abruptly. I think it turned into one of those same things like that Dave Chappelle ran into. They were having such great success, and Taylor Sheridan wrote the whole thing. They basically told him, it was like, hey, we're taking over creative control next season. So and he's like, what? Huh? What? So basically, he just ended it abruptly. Had the main character killed, had everybody killed except for, and then they went off and did spin-offs, and I was just like, God Almighty, unbelievable. I mean,
and then
you know,
that turned into women too. That turned into the girls.
yeah, the Beth was the daughter, crazy
All,
main
and
character,
now
and
she's one character.
the
Because they're not
wife
going
of
to
the
get viewers.
son.
They're not going to get viewers. They understand that. They're like, nobody's going to watch this.
I
If
mean, it
it's
was good for like the first 4 or 5 seasons, but then it was just like, the creative consultant was just like, they're taking their show away from us and they're going to make us do it their way. So here's how it's going to go. Everybody dies except for those two. What?
yeah,
Well, you mean we're all out of jail? He's like, yeah, I'm done with this. I'm not doing this. They want to do it their way. And then they came up with another spin-off, which isn't really a spin-off. It's about Texas oilman called Landman. Billy Bob Thornton's in it. And of course, he's always funny, just the way he talks.
man.
But it's pretty much just already gone in the exact same direction. We started off with this. I worked for this guy. He had a heart attack. His wife took over, thinks she knows what she's doing, sends the company down the drain, fires everybody. Now we're just going to start our own company.
Yeah.
But it was pretty funny. This lawyer that he had dragged out there, she's all, Gen Z or whatever, and green energy and all that. He's like, let me show you something. He drives out to the middle of nowhere. She goes, oh, look, see, you have windmills. He goes, yeah, that's because we're so far out here, we're off the grid. We can't get electricity. All these things do is run our oil pumps. That's all they do. Well, that's a good thing. He's like, no, no, that's not clean. Let me tell you how dirty this is. What it takes to mix the concrete, what the things are all made of. It was a pretty good point. So basically, he's like, yeah, so you and all your people who think this is actually going to work, it would take another 30 years to run all the transmission lines. So, you're still going to be using fuel. Just give it up. Fossil fuels is always going to be, or whatever you call them, fossil fuels, underground stuff, coal, oil. The world depends on it. You're living a dream if you think that windmills are going to save everything, because they don't. It's barely enough to run my oil pumps, which pretty much got the fuel in your Cadillac Escalade to get you out here to meet with me. So yeah, it's pretty well delivered, but I don't watch. I don't know. Watch those. There's 100 TV shows out there, and
So
I can't.
Paul McCartney has his new one.
I saw that. Man on the Run or something.
Yeah,
Is it worth looking into?
check it out.
Okay.
It's called Paul McCartney and the Shut the Fuck Up Band. Because after he got done with John Lennon, he didn't want to hear no more.
What is
Yeah,
that?
writing songs.
Oh,
He's like, no more of that. He goes, hey, Linda. And he says it in the, hey, Linda, would you like to be in the band? And she goes, I don't play any instruments. He goes, here's middle C. You're playing keyboards now. He says that. No, he says that in the documentary.
okay.
Oh, yeah. So it's Paul McCartney and the Shut the Fuck Up Band is what
I
it is.
haven't seen that one. I saw something about called Man on the Run. Maybe they toned it down, but yeah, that's
No, I named it that. But yeah,
oh.
no, it's cool.
I kind of like some of the Wing stuff.
Oh, me too. Oh, way better than John Lennon's. John Lennon's shit sucked. A song came on the radio where we were on driving home from Iowa, and Spike just turned it down, and he went, I don't like any of the John Lennon shit.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't remember what song it. Wait, let me think of what song it was. It was. It doesn't matter. Yeah, they're all terrible. They're like
yeah, the whole woman I
there
can
was yeah.
hardly explain. Is
No,
that it,
that
or is
one's
it the other one?
that one's decent. It was no, it was worse. But
And
anyway,
Strange Days Indeed, most peculiar, Mama.
yeah, so stupid. And then but Paul's songs are awesome, man. Band on the Run, awesome.
Yeah, I used to as a
Band on the Run,
yeah.
yeah.
Whatever
Well,
that.
cassette to the noise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great song. And then there's I still like Maybe I'm Amazed. I mean,
Uh,
because that's all real well put together.
I
And
don't know if he's written. I wonder. I think no, he wrote that, but for the Wings. But yeah, I wonder if that was more of a.
running out of time already.
It's supposed to be a Beatles song, probably. Maybe I'm amazed. Yeah.
All right, it's going to put the pinch on us here. So,
Okay.
9 minutes, 48
I'm gonna,
seconds left.
no, I'm gonna. I'll pinch this together with the other one. I'll make it one episode.
Well, it'll be two different backdrops, of course, but I guess that doesn't matter. Because last time I was in the garage there. So, anyway, I still wanted to do that little crazy game with you about better known as because I was playing this the other day. I mean, sports figures, this and that. Let's start with an easy one. By what name is better known the guy? His name is Reginald Dwight. Better known as?
Reggie White from the Packers.
No, Reginald Dwight, D. White. That would be, I'll give you a hint, musician, piano player.
Oh, Elton.
There you go, Elton John. Now here comes the next one. Gordon Sumner.
Sting.
Good one. I'm gonna mess up his last name. Fareed Kazir.
Freddie.
There you go. Can't beat you. Maybe shift it over to sports. I know you know who will. Now this is kind of going to the background. I'm gonna drop his nickname. Sweetness.
Ooh, that's Chaz.
I heard that.
Walter Payton.
Walter Payton. Very good, man. You're on a roll here. Let's see. I just had it right there. That stinks. Megatron.
Oh. Wait a minute. No, that's hard. That's Chad. No. It's not Chad.
I can't. I have a hard time remembering this dude's name too all the time. Drives me nuts.
Yeah, he retired after yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm done.
I can't remember it. He was the Lions wide receiver.
Yeah, and still never won nothing.
No,
The
weren't
Lions are
Lions.
most notorious for having the best players with no Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Barry Sanders. Yeah, all those years. Great. You know, even when. Nope. And that's it. Can't win. And they did it again this year. I thought they looked real good and then just petered out. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Talking about the Chiefs. I know we don't have much time, but oh my
Yeah, we
God.
still got a few minutes. It is 7 minutes left or so, but I heard that they're dumping a lot of people to make way for salary cap. Like dropped a lot of decent players so they can pay Patty, I guess, to, I don't know what their plan is.
Well, it's always everybody always says it's always about offensive line, man. The Eagles are insane. You guys talk about a dynasty. Whoa, yeah,
Yeah,
you guys are going to be doing some stuff.
well, they better do something because they actually played terrible. I mean, they've dominated the East and they just got smoked by the 49ers. It was embarrassing. I
And
was
then
like, what is that? And then to have them turn around and get smoked by Seattle,
yeah,
which I also heard a note just in classic pro sports fashion. When your team wins, sell them. Seattle Seahawks are up for sale for like $8 billion. And think about that. Who's going to buy that team? Are you going to relocate? Because Seattle represents Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Northern California. That's the one team. There's not another team all the way around until you get to San Francisco. And if they pull up stakes and move someplace else, you're going to have a bunch of Northwest Mountain men football fans losing their minds.
yeah, everybody's gonna be fine, man. We're done. The Chiefs won. That was it. We did. Hey, 3 Super Bowls out of 5 years. That's awesome.
I mean,
We're
I
done.
waited 50 years for that.
Yeah, we're done now. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, all those years of Marty Ball and Dick Vermeil Ball and, doing so good, going 13-3 in the regular season and getting smoked in the first round, even with a
Alex
bye
Smith.
week. Huh?
Alex Smith, man,
Uh,
13-3, 14-2, or whatever it was, 12 and yeah, whatever he was doing, man. And then yeah, first game.
Yep, I remember that. What was with the trade
Yeah,
pipeline between Chiefs and San Francisco? Alex Smith, Elvis Gerbach. They were just players back when it's like, what is the connection with San Francisco? And at least if you're going to get somebody from San Fran, get somebody good. Throw some meat on the
our
table
friend,
for Jerry Rice.
our friend Brad Clausen. I don't give a shit about his name. Fucking, he can suck my balls. Brad Clausen, yeah, he sold computers for Gateway. Remember those cow boxes?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah, he sold, and they had to make up a name, and he made it. His name was Elvis. He made it. Yeah,
really.
what a fucking salesman dick. I don't trust anybody who's a salesman. I love Darren, and we're gonna get him on. He wants to come on, but I don't trust
Oh yeah.
anybody as a salesman. Hey, we're gonna get into that. Let's get into that. Let's get into why do I not trust you? What is wrong with you that you can look a person in the eye and just fucking lie to them?
All about that money. That's why, and that's what I'm supposed to do for a living, and I'm bad at it because I can't do that.
I
I
can't
mean,
either.
yeah, it's like, I'll sell you what you need, but talking you into buying a bunch of stuff you don't need is not really who I
Upsell.
am. It's
Yeah,
not really who
upsell.
I am. I could offer you options, but to hear him turn around and, basically threaten them. Well, if you don't go with the LED wall, your boss and your attendees are going to be just so disappointed. So it's worth it to you to spend all this money and blah blah blah. And then, I just have a hard time doing that. I said,
That's
let me.
so awful. Yeah, I
And the
can't
guy I
lie
used
to
to
you.
work for, he was a car salesman, and he just kept constantly saying that they got the money. You just got to go get it. They have the money. I mean, look at the cars they drive and this and that. I was like, but that's different. A a Bentley is not an AV thing. You buy a Bentley, and that's
I'm
going to be
gonna
with
have you me
right.
Bentley.
So that's something you're going to drive for years. But you're going to pay $38,000 for an LED wall you're going to look at one night, just one night. I mean, my thought was always, big deals are made on golf courses and on yachts. You're not going to sell anybody your dream by pitching this crazy dream in front of this giant LED wall. I mean, maybe, but these are all just, business and banks and sort of things like that. You can't deal with those people. You can't, it's so hard to talk about. It can be done, but I don't know. It's not me. I don't even know why I'm in this business.
Can't. Yeah. Well, all business is crooked. All business. Anytime you're making money at anything, you're a fuck up. You're you're doing. I mean, I'm not talking about socialism, but it makes a lot of sense to me. Let's just even it out. Fucking everybody gets You do your job. You do your job, and you get your set, and you have to worry about it, right? You're not panicking. Oh my God, I'm not going to be able to pay the bills this month. No, you're
Yeah.
fine. Show up to work, and then you got everything's the government pays for your rent and all that shit. I don't quite disagree.
I don't know if I could do that because that.
Whose idea? Who is that? Whose idea is that for
Oh,
everybody?
that was Marxism. That was Karl
Marxism.
Marx from a long time ago. But here's my problem with that: is if I'm making the same amount and have the same stuff with somebody that is unequivocally dumber than I am, and I have to work with this guy. He's a moron, but he gets paid the same as I. Couldn't think his way out of a cardboard box, but we're equal.
Yeah.
Now,
No, what always comes up in that when you bring that up is doctors. They go, well, who's going to want to be a doctor? Who's going to study that hard if they're going to make the same as
right.
garbage collector?
Robert does. We were just talking about that the other day. How about doctors' professions? Why he makes them? I mean, who goes out of their way and thinks about this? I want to be a proctologist. Yeah, that or a gynecologist. That's what I want to look at all
Oh
day, every
God.
day.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody thinks that's awesome. Some people go, ooh, yeah. I'm like, no, 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 no.
Oh no, you don't.
Bad,
You know,
bad.
yeah.
Like,
And I
none
guess
of
maybe you just turn it off, but you know that's all they're thinking. They can just look right past this nasty thing they're
you-
looking at because they're making $250,000 a year easily.
right.
All right, we got less than a minute.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to look into my finances here and see about upgrading to the pro because that'll give like 30 hours a week.
Okay.
And I think it's like a yearly deal. And they've been sending me emails about, ooh, you can get this on special and blah blah blah. So
Yeah, Darren wants to tell the story about his baby of his mama getting shot.
okay, yeah, let's say you try to arrange that, pick a day that's good for both you guys, and I'll
No,
set the whole thing up.
no, I absolutely didn't want to, but he said let's do it, and I was like, oh
Yeah,
yeah.
this ought to be interesting. Just so you know, it's going to drop out here any second. But hey, man, thanks for being with me. That's good if we get this thing going because if I upgrade, then we can drag this out for way longer than it should be, and then you'll be behind this machine editing out all my, oh, I'm sorry, my faux.